So in this video, we will see how to cover Module 4 of MPMC in an efficient manner. And this is a part 4 of MPMC guidance series where I share my experience from where I went from 30% marks in CAT 1 to 70% marks in FAT, and my journey, what are my experiences, my struggles, and what you can learn from my experience. Okay, so we will covering the video playlist which you should refer, the exact PPTs you should refer, which notes to follow, which questions to do, and everything else you need to know. Okay, so let's get into the video. So in module 4, let's start with my notes. This is the index, and as you can see, it is divided into various parts. So let's go into syllabus to navigate that once again. So it is coming under 8051 microprocessor again, and here are various parts like ports, timer counters, serial combination, and interrupts. Okay, so as you can see in my notes, I have divided into timer counter one part, and then interrupts another part, and serial combination one part. So you can say model 4 is divided into three major subsections, and resources I would again emphasize engineering fund as the backbone. And if you can understand from that, and like I would say this is one of the must as well for most model 4. It is from study microcontroller channels. Link is attached here. You can go through it. So let's navigate on that. So timer and counters, here we go. So basic idea is like since microcontroller is kind of a computer, so it needs to get count of the time, right? It needs to track the time. So timer is one of the device to that in a basic understanding. You can go through the details and all those stuff. And counter is like something which needs to be count, like some elevator, conveyor belt is there, and some sensors are detecting few things. So there should be a counter to detect how many objects are going through the scan and stuff. So you can get a basic idea or counter timer counter. So here in this portion we will be studying over that. Okay, so again, engine funda as the base. So you can go to the nodes here, timer timer counter, and there are tcon tmod registers in it. Exactly. So yeah, so where the engine wonder notes I have attached in very detailed format, whatever they have said, and which is not written in PPT, I have written here. And there are various mnemonics as well, which you can go through to understand it. So I would say like this, like detail thing, IE0, IE1 comes from IE, like parent thing to remember. And this is how I remembered it. Like I remember IT first, then ETFR, then 10 represent timer 122. So so when I remembered for that, it was like this, like the breakdown structure. So this page, the REM page, will always help you to remember stuff after understanding it. Okay. So then we come to T mode, and in T mode, I have circle, like I have also color coded it. You can see, as you can see. So this part is for um, basically timer 1, this part is for timer 2, and various like this symbol, as I have already said, it is for remembering thing. So you can remember green portion as timer 1 bits, and this is as timer 0 bits. And then you can, this is a mnemonic, you can go through it, and if you find helpful, just let me know. Okay, so yeah, uh, choosing timer or counter, this is not PR, this is actually or. So basically, how to choose a timer and a counter, it says here. Then enabling gate option, and then choosing mode of timer. Okay. Then working of timer and counter, it is explained in video. I just wrote it down. It is not very much needed, but few points which are needed are like TR bit of tick on ratio must be 1, so that I highlighted it. And very much this detail is not needed, this circuit detail is not needed for coding. As you can see, the timer counter are used in coding portion, so you don't have to prepare the theory of it, like theory, basically theory portion, like this circuit diagram, remembering things and stuff. Okay, so then we comes to modes of timer and counter. Like there are various modes. Usually we use timer counter in mode 1, mode 0, and 2 and 3 are very rarely used. And basic, which I have highlighted here, which was most used for coding. And yeah, let's go through it a little bit. So I have so in program, how to choose it, I have just noted down here in stepwise. Choose a timer first, load the counter value, then start the timer, then write a delay program, then stop the time. Okay. So yeah, you can remember it like that, the coding process of timer. And here you can see more mode to timer. The similar things I have mentioned here, and this screenshots are the PPT. So yeah, let's go to the PPT, like page possible PPT. The module 3 PPT, as you can see in type, it looks something like this. So refer this, and for module 4, refer this. Okay. So it was in teacher 1 or something in both modules in my, like in the drive link which I have provided. So just go through it. Okay. And do check out the description for the master link which have that drive link and all other important links which you need. Okay. So yeah, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3 is not much used, so I haven't studied much. I just crossed it. It was just theoretical needed and never used in code. Okay. So I just crossed it, and then counter I learned from this. So what counter I refer this video which is not needed, but it was a better representation, so I just put it rather than putting the link, attaching the link as well. So timer counter over, then port initialization interrupt. So interrupt I would basically say, uh, you can see as a triggering system, you can say, like for something, like as timer gets over there would be an interrupt, and from that you can start something else or something like that. So interrupt basically, as you can understand, like basic intuitive way, it interrupts something after something is done or something like that. Okay, so you can go through details: single interrupt, multiple interrupt, and yeah, here comes IE register, IP register, and I have also summarized that here. And for remembering few pins which was needed, rest of the pins of 8051 are not needed to remember, but here you needed actually like P3.0 and P3.1 and all those stuff. Okay, so this is for serial interrupt, this is what for timer counter, and this is for interrupt. So yeah, so port 3, actually you have to remember, like port 0 for what, port 1 for what, and like for port 3, uh, how these 8 pins are working, you have to remember. So I just emphasize that here by this symbol. So you have to remember that thing and not others. Okay. So in single interrupt also I have divided and classified things into timer interrupt and external hardware interrupt and serial interrupt. Okay. So you can go through the details, like here for ISR I have written the algorithm of the code, a written statement, and like how to choose and stuff. And this algorithm is very much explained in this timestamp of the video. I have attached that. So, and yeah, basically, for external hardware interrupt, uh, I, after going to our backbone, like video lecture, I followed this and followed this as well. So after this you can do some easy question here, and here you can find some hard question of that external hardware interrupt, so you are not left behind in practice. Okay, so from those video I like the representation and stuff, so I put the screenshot of that. And yeah, and this is the coding question which I did myself. How I have put the comments as well, and I will probably upload my notes, like coding notes of MPMC, like which I have prepared till Feb, uh, and later stages. Just stay tuned to my channel for that. And here's the question which I have put to do. I have never done it. This is a hard question, so you can just do it if you want. Okay. So serial interrupt and stuffs. So, yeah, you can look into it. Then multiple interrupt question. No video was available, but there was a question in the PPT, so I just included that here. And these questions and all you can refer to the book as well. Like this is the source from where they are getting the questions, like majority of the questions. So this book is in Drive, and its name is Muhammad Ali Mazid Chinese Gills, something like that. So you can find like questions here, you can say write a C program. C program isn't coming, but yeah, something like these are coming. So basically, this you can refer this book, which I found very helpful. And there was another book I am not remembering. I will attach that name and probably the book itself in the pin comment or description. Just state it. Okay. So that book was very much essential for 051. Like it had very in-depth knowledge. Basically, it is the source from where the YouTubers are learning or the teachers are. Okay. And then we move to serial combination. So I refer this video for, as I've said, engineering fund as base. Then I refer this playlist. This is very much helpful. So just go through it. So there is SBUF register, baud rate, SCON register, PCON register, uh, which are need to be configured for serial combination. There is mode 1, and mode 1 is only helpful, so I just made notes that. Then in programming, there is an algorithm for that, like how what to do. So these are the steps. It was explained from that playlist, as I have said from here, which is the other playlist I used other than agent for. Okay, so in programming, like this is the program of transfer character serially. So this is the module one, like normal method, and this is the DPTR method. And now we go to programming where we receive character serially. So you can find these keywords in question. So you have to apply these concepts. Okay. So these are the steps. So here I did only normal method. I guess DPTR not exist for here. I don't remember by the way. So yeah. So there is a comparison which I did to remember easily, like while receiving and while transmitting, what is the difference in serial combination? Okay, and mode 0, 2, 3 are not needed, so I have just mentioned this in this heading. So yeah, here we are getting over with the model 4, and so we covered the playlists. There are like major playlists, and the subtopic wise there are different videos attached. You have to go to the notes properly to get to know the exact like best possible video recommendation by me. And we covered the PPT as well, and book also, and the updated format of the book or the other book which I couldn't remember, I couldn't find. I will attach in the description or something. So yeah, I guess we are done with the model 4. So till now in this guidance series I have done till model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, and since these are called your fat stuff, model 6, 5, 6, 7, so I will cover it that time. Okay, so have a great day.